Storm clouds black the sky, the rain comes pouring down. This God-forsaken place will bring you to your knees. We sweltered through each day in sweat and desperation. Diggers on the march, on the Kokoda track.
Step by muddy step, tortured hour by hour. Some prayed, some swore with fear that you'd never show your mates. The kid beside me dropped, shot right between the eyes. Death waits in the jungle, under Kokoda skies. And it's only the brave ones, afraid but keep on going. One step moving forward, the next step slipping back. And scared, bloody stiff, still you keep on going. It's only the brave ones out on the Kokoda track.
From the land of the rising sun, they came screaming through the darkness. And a few militia boys, they held buggers back.
The wounded carried down by fuzzy-wuzzy angels. Heroes' blood was spilt on the Kokoda track. Yes, it's only the brave ones, afraid but keep on going. One step moving forward, the next step slipping back. And scared, bloody stiff, still you keep on going. It's only the brave ones out on the Kokoda track.
Kingsbury fought beside his mates in Nisharava. When it seemed that all was lost, alone he rushed the lines.
They finally cut him down, but his courage turned the battle. He laid down his life on the Kokoda track. Yes, it's only the brave ones, afraid but keep on going. One step moving forward, the next step slipping back. And scared, bloody stiff, still you keep on going. It's only the brave ones out on the Kokoda track. Yes, it's only the brave ones out on the Kokoda track. Dear Mum and Dad, I'm here in Bantau at the Australian Field Hospital. Our APC drove straight over a mine. I'm lucky to be alive.
Dear Mum and Dad, it's been worse than I thought. The ward's overflowing, no end in sight. The triage, the chaos, the blood and khaki. I was never prepared for this. The guns in the distance give way to the drum as the choppers come in with a roar. The dust-offs arriving with wounded and dying. Tomorrow I know there'll be more. The unbearable price of war.
Private Mick Poole was just 20 years old. Played tenor horn in the battalion band. In one bloody moment they blew us to bits. Young Mick and 6 mates lay dead.
A siren has shaken me out of my sleep. Pull on my uniform, run to the ward. Wish someone could hold back this terrible tide. Keeps bringing this war to me. The guns in the distance give way to the drum as the choppers come in with a roar. The dust stops arriving with wounded and dying. Tomorrow I know there'll be more. The unbearable price of war. If you should need me, I'll be here when you come.
An angel of mercy, wearing our blood.
The guns in the distance give way to the drum as the choppers come in with a roar. The dust stops arriving with wounded and dying. Tomorrow I know there'll be more. The unbearable price of war. The unbearable price of war.
I was a girl of 13 when my brothers went off to the war. Martin and Robert and Jack as I waved from the door. I thought, who in the world could have brothers as handsome as they? 3 Australian light horsemen, I see their proud figures today. Our parents were Irish with no love for England at all. But their sons were Australians and each bravely answered the call. In their turned up slouch hats and their feathers and leggings and spurs, the Empire, as much as my mother knew, these sons were hers. And at the going down of the sun and in the morning, I will remember them. I can't forget. The mailman brought cards from Colombo and then from Portside. Here's a photo of our Jack in Egypt, his first camel ride. And look at young Bobby in London here crossing the Strand. And Martin writes, Mum and Dad, life in the army is grand. When the telegram came with the news about our darling Jack, I had the terrible task of breaking the news to my dad. With our old draft horse Punch, my father was ploughing the land. I ran to the paddock, the telegram clutched in my hand. The Irish Irishman read it, said thank you, now leave me alone. Go on back to the house, help your mother, she's there on her own. He called, stand up now, punch, we have to get on with this job. But I saw his slumped shoulders and I heard his heart-rending sob. And at the going down of the sun and in the morning, I will remember them, I can't forget. And at the going down of the sun and in the morning, I will remember them, I can't forget. I can't forget.
And the term AJ disappeared, Army Jerk, disappeared out of the Townsville Bulletin. And that moved all around Australia. And I think, you know, it helped mature the way people look at our armed forces. So it's been a wonderful experience, and I think Townsville's been at the forefront of that.
And Brigadier, weighing it all up, how does today's service and parade match up with some of the ones you've seen in the last 20 years?
Well, this was by far bigger. I think, you know, okay, as I said up on the commentary, we had 34 schools today, and we're the only big city that allows our schools to march on Anzac Day. But it's, as I keep saying, the parade is broken into two parts, I think, in my mind. One is the commemorative, the very solemn thing, where we acknowledge our veterans and those members of the Defence Force who are still serving our nation. And behind that, we've got the celebration. And the people who are coming behind them are basically celebrating the freedoms that the people marching in front of them have earned for them to participate. So, you know.
I like you hearing that word, hearing you say that word celebration, because, you know, sometimes we're wrapped over the knuckles for saying celebration, but when you explain it that way, I think we hear how important it is to have that celebratory aspect of Anzac Day.
Well, it is, because there is a very solemn thing, and our veterans go past and we acknowledge them, because, look, every time on Anzac Day, I think of my boys that I lost over in Vietnam, and you know, you say boys, and you know the ode, they shall grow not old. Every time I think of my boys, the only way I can remember them is as I last saw them, and with their young faces. They will never grow old in my eyes. So that's why we have that. And lest we forget that word, lest we forget the sacrifices made by those who have gone before, because we'll get bitten on the bum if we don't remember them. So there is a celebration as well.
Brigadier, congratulations. Thank you so much for being with us. Michael Clark here as well.
I'm feeling a bit choked up, really, because, Neil, you are right. You have been an educator. You have taught all of us in North Queensland a little bit more about this history of those who served and came from here, but also on the wider picture of Australia in conflict and serving overseas. So thank you very much.